Hey guys, it's Sam, and welcome back to day three of Likewise's 12 Days at Podmas. It is our second annual Podmas, and could not be more excited. Last year it was so fun, and Podmas is kind of the place where we can pinpoint a lot of our growth and when we just kind of got like re-locked in to the podcast again, because we tried so much new stuff. We got way more bookish and things just really turned around for us. And it's just so fun to look back this year and see how far we've come and how many more friends we made. Like 90% of our author friends we made after Podmas, um, because we mentioned their books in our new and upcoming indie releases. And then that just led to us all talking more and more. And so it's so fun to just like see how those connections have grown and all that good stuff. But in true mini fashion, I'm going to start with my beverage. I've not done that for my last couple minis, and I've like listened to Issa's then and been like, oh man, I'm forgetting to do mine, and she's still doing hers. So without further ado, my beverage of my mini, my throat has been killing me for like the last week, and I can tell it's like more of an allergy feeling, like sleeping at night in the dry coldness with like fans and heaters going. It's kind of just like that dry throat vibe, which is so painful. And today it was really bothering me. And I realized I hadn't had a hot beverage yet, so I have none other than a hot cocoa, and I made it with oat milk and not just any regular oat milk. I used the dark chocolate Planet oat milk, and it's delicious. And then I did just a little bit of hot cocoa powder, but it's so good. It's so creamy, so chocolatey, and I think it's everything my throat's gonna need. So hopefully my yapping does not harm my throat tonight, but almost every night that I've like done something talking, I like go to bed and I'm like, my throat hurts from talking. Um, so yeah, I'm really hoping for the best, and I'm gonna have my hot bev by my side while we talk all about my winter wishes. The theme for today is winter wishes. So, all about what I'm maybe hoping for or expecting from the winter season, any kind of list or that kind of thing. And so, I was thinking about it and I'm like, what is my wish for winter? Like, what am I hoping for this season? What's something I want to do? What's something I want to achieve? Like, what do I want the vibe for winter to be? And it was kind of a realization I had yesterday, and it's that I really want to prioritize taking care of myself this winter. That is my biggest winter wish. And I feel like that's really relatable, and I feel like we all know that this time of year is one of the hardest on the mental, and sometimes that comes with a big toll on every aspect of your health too, not just the mental. Sometimes because you're so mentally down bad, it impacts your physical health and your social health and all those things. So just every aspect of your well-being is so tied to your routine and your environment and making sure you're being taken care of and your needs are being met. So, yeah, let's just dive right into it and we'll find out more about what that looks like for myself and maybe some things you can take too if you also have the winter wish of taking care of yourself. So I've seen this thing kind of trending, and I'm sure this happens with every season, but I saw stuff on Pinterest when I was kind of just like looking for some inspo for maybe more self-care things than I can think of, because I'll like list a couple and I'll be like, okay, that's it. Because I'm horrifically bad at self-care, even though it's a great thing to do. Um, but I saw this thing like the winter arc trend, which I hadn't really seen as like a seasonal thing, but I've seen it a bunch just as a trend in general. Like, oh, I'm in my like redemption arc or my glow up arc, my revenge arc. And the idea is that you're growing and you're glowing up and you're becoming a better version of yourself. But the winter arc stuff that I'm seeing is so hard. Like they're like, don't wait until the new year to start your goals and doing all this stuff. Prove it to yourself now that you can do all this stuff. You can achieve your goals. You can be hard on yourself. And it's like giving 75 hard. And that's not what us girlies who are struggling in the winter need. That's just, it's unrealistic. There's so much pressure. And I think honestly, I'd feel worse trying to challenge myself that hard. Because for me, it is a little bit of a challenge, but like prioritizing taking care of myself isn't meant to challenge myself. It's meant to take care of myself. It's a different thing. And so like kudos to you if you can do the winter arc. But me, I'm just gonna pretend that I did not see that. And I'm never going to do that. So like I said, like I'm kind of one to neglect self-care and just be so bad at it. But anytime that I do start like a short self-care habit, like short-term habits, I do feel so good. And it does come in waves. Like I find myself being good and doing self-care a lot at once, like more frequent in a short period of time. And then I just abandon it completely and all of that. But I do truly feel so good when I do start doing things to take care of myself better. But somehow I always still lose it. And maybe it's because I'm such a busy bee and I spread myself so thin in so many different places, or I just lack motivation or other forms of self-care that I've tried or the things I'm doing aren't actually what I'm needing. So I feel like a lot of things I see people recommend for self-care, I'm like, that's great, but it's not for me. Or sounds fun, I'll try it or I'll do it a few times, but it's not something that can stick for me because it's not what's right for me. So you really got to just find what's going to make you feel good and good enough to adapt into your routine and do consistently. So for me, some winter self-care things that I like, for me, it really comes down to they're all like little things to me. Maybe they're not things other people would think are self-care, or they're things that are naturally already a winter thing or something you'd probably be doing that I just consider to be self-care because it's so like low effort. It's a lot of low effort habits, which is what you need in a season when you're struggling to find the motivation to take care of yourself. So my first thing is to be holding space for your favorite forms of entertainment. It is totally self-care to rot, to watch a comfort show or movie, read, even if it's only for a short amount of time. Um, I know for me, I have a hard time because rotting like is such a challenge to this like need I feel for productivity. And I think framing it and looking at it as self-care to let yourself sit back and like don't multitask, don't work on other things you need to be doing, and sit back and relax with your comfort show on. Or sit back and relax and read a book, but don't try to like speed read or like maybe read a physical book and like I know for me reading on my Kindle it has this like productive challenge because I'm seeing like the reading speed and how many minutes I have left in the chapter and that's like a little competition thing. So maybe read a physical book, read maybe something more like a memoir or a self-help book, like something that you feel like maybe it's helpful to just read a chapter each day. Like pick a book and read a chapter each day. Take some time to do that. Like very intentional habit there. So that is number one, holding space. Number two is just like candles and scents because I find that environment is everything. And if you can surround yourself with something that's going to like boost your mood, like maybe it's having candles or like a scent thing that is very seasonal. And so it gets you in like a good mood and the holiday spirit. Like maybe that's something that helps you. I know that's something for me. Some people maybe don't want to be in the holiday spirit, so maybe find like a scent that reminds you of a different season that you would rather be in, like something summery and fun. Like do the things that bring your mind to the place you want it to be. Next one is staying connected. Um, Lots of different ways to stay connected if it's virtual. FaceTime, texting, engaging with your friends on Instagram, all of that social connection is self-care because feeding your need for social connection is taking care of a part of yourself. It is watering your social well-being. So, just like rotting, watching your favorite show, being on your phone, like for me, I just think I live so far away from all my friends, so a lot of my time on my phone is like texting them, FaceTime, all those things. Like that is all so healthy and it's a good thing to be doing. And I know we can get obsessed with like screen time and getting off our phones, which you can still totally do. Like do an unplugged walk, which that's kind of hard because it's really cold. But like maybe you go unplugged during your reading time or something like that, and you don't let your phone distract you. But it is so good for you to stay socially connected, even if it's just virtual, like being on your phone, talk to your friends. I'm not saying you need to go out to events and parties or go out on the weekends or anything, but like being plugged in and connected with your friends in the little ways that maybe you're already scrolling on social media, but like maybe you're just doom scrolling on Reels or something instead of like keeping in touch with your friends, like just kind of shifting how you're using socials. Finding positivity, I find that when it's dark and cold, it's a lot easier for me to get stuck in a negative mindset. And so something you could do is to make your notes app your best friend if it is not already. Because I'm not a journaler at all. And if you're not a journaler like me, you will have a lot more success leaning on your notes app. And so every day you can like use the same note and make a note and add something each day that you're grateful for, or just like any other self-reflection. This is easy because unlike a physical journal that you might abandon for a couple days and then you feel so guilty because like you see how many like pages you didn't do or whatnot. That's how I've always been with planners. Your notes app, you can skip a few days and you can go in and just pretend that you never missed those days. Like don't date it, just do bullet points or something. And just anytime you kind of have a thought or you're doing like a self-reflection, add it to your note. I just saw a podcast of this girl talking about how she does best case scenario journaling every day, and it sounded so cool. So basically, each day, to like help her feel less anxious about the events of her day, she kind of maps out exactly like what she would want out of her day and how she wants her day to go, and like if everything went best case scenario. Or if there's a specific thing that she's more worried about, she would write down like, okay, I'm worried about this thing, but how do I want it to end up? Like, what is the best case scenario? It helps remove you from like just getting really pessimistic and like being stuck in this negative mindset about something you're worried about. It helps you kind of like be hopeful. Next one, getting some new PJs. Who does not love a new holiday PJ set? And there's so many good ones I've had my eye on. My friend she's gotten a couple new PJ sets and she tells me how much she loves it or it makes her feel so put together or like an adult and like something to look forward to at night. And that is amazing because like, yes, I look forward to getting in my comfies, but would I look forward to it more or like want to do a night routine if I'm getting in a cute little matching set? Absolutely. The next thing is to cook warm meals, which I'm sure a lot of us are already doing in the winter. But think like comfort meals, just warm things all the time. Like your body will thank you. You'll stay cozy, and it just it'll make you feel a lot better to be eating like soups and comfort things and warm things. It's just the best way to support your body for the season. In my opinion, I have no clue the actual health benefits, so do not take my advice about that. But I just know for me, like the last thing I want to be doing in the winter when I'm sad because it's dark and cold is just like eating cold meals. I don't want to. And then something I just discovered, this is kind of what piqued my thought of um like wanting to take care of myself more this winter is bringing my Kindle to the gym. Because all I do at the gym is walk on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. I just like to do a little bit of cardio. Used to do 12 for the 12 330s I might have to slow myself into those again. Um, but yeah, I brought my Kindle to the gym and I was reading an arc and I read like 3 chapters, stopped, kind of like increased my speed and my incline, and then read a little bit more and like kind of just like brought things up and down with like the music I was listening to or if I was putting the book down. And I read like 7% of my book in that 30 minutes. It was amazing. Um, so yes, I it made me feel so good because I did feel really productive. Like I mentioned earlier, I just have this like craving and this need for productivity. But I was doing two things that I like to do to support my body and take care of myself. And that was such good motivation to go to the gym. Like I've been just walking outside for the last like 9 months. I've not gone to the gym in forever. And um we went and I was like, "Ugh, I like don't really want to be here." So that's why I brought my Kindle because I didn't really want to be there. So I brought it as like a distraction. And then I was just like, wow, I'm having so much fun. And so that was awesome. And now I'm like, I want to do that all the time. Because if I'm at home, I'm going to sit back and like have TV on or whatever sports are on, or try to work on my books or all these things. And I'm getting distracted, or I feel like I have all these things I need to do. And so then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I wish I got to read, or I wish I did this, or like when we're out on a walk, all I can think about is my like book I'm writing or a post I'm trying to design. But since I like kind of, I don't know, I just guided my productivity into like these two things of self-care at the same time, walking on the treadmill and reading my book. It was just so fun. And I felt so good that I was getting the things I wanted done in such a short amount of time. It was so great. So it was kind of an incentive in a way, and my Kindle is definitely going to be my incentive for the gym moving forward. But yeah, just along that line, like having incentives for tasks you want to do but can't bring yourself to do. So like another thing would be showering. I know this is not a common thing, but it's at least more than just me. Like Issa and I talk about this all the time. I dread showering when I'm not feeling good. And every single time I'm not feeling good, my boyfriend's like, take a shower, you'll feel better. I'm like, absolutely not. And usually I do. And I've started like kind of getting better about it, but like if I'm not feeling good, I do not want to shower. But something that could help kind of like incentivize that would be getting like relaxing shower steamers or adding something new into your routine that you can look forward to. So maybe make a new playlist to play or listen to an audiobook or podcast or try a new hair routine. And it's just like if you find you like that, like just how I found I really liked reading my Kindle on the treadmill, you're going to want to do it over and over again. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's all about finding the things that will stick for you. There's so much self-care stuff that other people promote, and I'm like, I can never do that. Like, I got an ice roller for my face for my birthday, and I use it sometimes. I forget about it. I only think to use it when my head's hurting. And I know people who are like, I love it so much, I do it every morning, and I'm just like, can't. I can't do that. That's not how my brain works. So really, it's just finding the things that you like, catering your self-care things around things you like to do, things you want to do, and that things that will make you feel good. And then when you do it and you love it, you're gonna want to do it more. Um, so yeah, I really hope that we all have a great winter of taking care of ourselves and that you find the habits that help you. And I hope maybe some of my recommendations make their way into your routine or just helped you feel seen. I don't know. But that is everything from me for my mini, except for one last thing, my song of the day. And I honestly really did not think about this yet, so I need to go look. Um, I think my song of the day is not necessarily going to be Christmas related, but to me it's Christmas season, winter season vibes, and that is "'Tis the Damn Season" by Taylor Swift. It is the time to listen to that song on repeat, even if I'm not relating to it. And it just fits. It fits the season so good because, it's the damn season. So that's my song of the day. And I hope you like listening. I hope you're loving Podmas so far. The first couple episodes have been so good. And I hope you look forward to hearing about Issa's winter wishes tomorrow. And then we have another guest episode coming your way after that with Sydney Applegate. I'm so excited to listen to that back because we recorded it a couple weeks ago and it was so much fun. So, yeah, anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you just have a holly jolly rest of your day. Bye.